Welcome to BioClass. Today we are going to start a new chapter, chapter 6, molecular basis of inheritance. It means molecular biology. Here we have to know about the detail about the DNA, RNA world, its replication, its transcription, its genetic code translation, and even a human genome project and the DNA fingerprinting, all these things. Okay, so the first of all that about the DNA, already we have studied in class 11. Class 11, that basic part we know. Here we have to know a little bit further part of it. Okay, so let at first start that the basic of it. Nucleotide chain or polynucleotide chain or DNA or RNA, that basic it is there, that is the nitrogenous base. Here nitrogenous base you can see, here the sugar and the phosphate part. There are three parts. These things already discussed. You know that in nitrogenous base, if we go that this is the purines having adenine and guanine. Okay, these are double ring structure, and where is a pyrimidine, thymine, cytosine and uracil, which is present in RNA instead of okay. So here it is in sugar. Just take a look that deoxyribose sugar and the ribose sugar. Deoxyribose sugar, here one oxygen is deleted. One oxygen is deleted, so that is why the name show deoxyribose sugar, and DNA, that is why name. These are the pentose sugar. And here it is a ribose, it is there. So these are the very basic part that everybody you know. If we trace DNA from cell, look at here, here is a cell, and here it is nucleus, and nucleus here that chromatin fiber which is present in the chromosome. Chromosome, in the per chromosome that DNA is present 4 centimeter that length. If it is magnified, and we can see some bead like structure that we'll discuss afterward. And here it is DNA. It is if all the DNA were put together end to end, it would reach sun and back more than 600 times, and Earth to Pluto maybe 15 times. So huge length, 1.79 10 to the power 11 kilometer. Just imagine that. But it is nicely packed inside the cell. Inside the cell, it can be 6-7 feet, and nicely it is packed inside. A tracing of the structure of the DNA, that double helix structure, the spiral structure, is first detected by Rosalind Franklin in 1952 in King's College London, by the X-ray photography of the DNA. Here is a famous photograph of photo plate 51, which shows that the first DNA photograph is a very important image which is snapped ever in the world. You will be surprised that this photograph, it was stolen by the other teammate, that Watson and Crick and other, and they got the Nobel Prize in 1962. And you know that if you search, then you'll get the name of the Watson and the Crick, but actually it is done by the Rosalind Franklin. Maybe you know also this fact. Okay. Okay, now come here, salient features of the double helix structure of the DNA. This part in your book, and it's very important. Here the first one, it is made of 2 polynucleotide chain. Where is the backbone is the constitute the sugar phosphate, and the base project inside. If we see this few diagram once again, look at here. Already it is told that this is the phosphates here, the phosphate, the sugar, and the nitrogenous base. You know that here the linkage is there, that is in glycosidic linkage, and here is the phospho phosphoester linkage is there. This one. So these are the this two, it makes that backbone structure. And these are the instead, if we take this diagram over here, you can see that instead like structure. The where is this one is made up the sugar phosphate, and this is the nitrogen base pair. All right, the two chain have anti-parallel polarity. It means that if one chain is polarity 5' to 3' and other will be 3 to 5n. Let's see this part here. Look at here this diagram carefully. Here it is shown, another is just upside down the type of diagram. Here this is the sugar and this is the phosphate. If we take a look at the structure, then it is the phosphate here, it is joined in the 5th carbon. So this is called the 5' end, or 5 end. And another side here, it is joined in this side. In this side, when it goes, that is the 3n. 3' end. When it is placed just opposite direction, I think you can see that it is upside down. So that the end also will change. If it is 5n, then it will be 3n, and this is the 5, then this is the 3. It means that one is goes to 5 to 3 direction, another goes 3 to 5 direction. Okay, so this is called the anti-parallel. The parallel, but it arrangement is opposite. Okay. So according to that, this connection, these names are given. So this is very important information, that 5' to 3' and the 3 to 5, that we'll discuss afterward. Okay. Now next is the base in two strands paired the hydrogen bond. It's forming the base pairs. Okay. So let's we can see once again the same diagram. Here we can increase this. Look at here. In between cytosine and the guanine, here is the hydrogen bond. You can see that bond length also. Hydrogen, there are three bond in between cytosine and guanine. Whereas in adenine and thymine, there are 2. You can see that the bond length also. The two chain here coil in the right-handed fashion, and here are some statistics that also we can see from this diagram. Here it is. You can see that the in between this part, there's 0.34 nanometer. And the 1 turn it is, if it is that 1 turn is the one groove is there here, major groove, you can see the major, and one minor groove. So this is the one full turn of it. It is 3.4 nanometer. Just you to remember this one. And length from here to here it is 2 nanometer. That is the length. The plane of one base pair stack over the other in double helix. This addition hydrogen bond to confer stability to the helical structure. You can see that these are the nitrogenous base. It is joined in such a way that this stability and the size, everything is maintained. it means that the double ring is always with the single ring. It is there, and it is attached with that hydrogen bond. Okay, so almost this 2 nanometer 20 angstrom that is maintained. And human cell that bears 5.6 picogram of the DNA, 1 picogram 10 to the minus gram. Okay, so these are there. Next, central dogma that we will see. Now, central dogma in molecular biology, it means that DNA contains the information. DNA here, it contains the information. DNA can replicate with the help of that here it is DNA polymerase, and it can make the protein, which is first copied by the mRNA in the process of transcription, that afterward we will learn all this, and in the process of the translation that the protein is produced. So the capability is that the DNA which can make the protein. Okay, I want to add little bit here that this protein which is acts as enzyme, hormone, and it regulates that biochemical reaction, which suppose A plus B is raw material and the product or character is C plus D, that is the character. So DNA can mix that character. So these are the raw biomaterial which is present in our body. So that is this concept is central dogma. Now, packaging of DNA helix. Okay, it is very clear that the huge length of the DNA, it is packed inside the cell. Here one calculation is given. The typical mammalian cell, it will be 2.2 meter. Just imagine that 7-8 feet that DNA. It is found in approximately one nucleus, the 10 to the minus 6 meter. Now, how it is arranged? Already that I shown you that one diagram here. Here you can see this from the chromosome it was traced that this part, and here this is the bead like structure, the beads on string which is called, and here some beads which is outside also, and you can see that the one ball like structure which is called octamer or nucleosome, and here some proteins are available which are called the histone protein. Okay. And the DNA is wrapped over here. It is approximately 146. In your book it is written 200 base pair. So 146 to 200 that base pair it is wrapped over here. All right. So we can see this the part here. On the histone protein there are 5 types. You can just see the H1 which is found here the outside, here H1, and H2A, 2B, H3, H4. Look at here, these are all are 2 times, so it makes here total 8, that is the octamer. Okay, so here the histone protein, it contains the basic amino acid residue lysine and arginine. So this two, it contains lysine based amino acid, and this another 2 is arginine is more. So these are the basic both the amino acid residues carry the positive charges in their sides, and we know that the DNA is negatively charged because it presents that the phosphate backbone, so that there is no problem to wrapping over it. So the DNA helix is wrapped over it, that is the 200 base pair, and here in your book it is there that the huge theoretically the how many such beads nucleosomes are present. It will be the per chromosome 40 trillion that type of beads are there. Okay, so this type of the beads on string structure it is there. in uh, in chromosomes. About non-histone protein, just know that in NHC, the non-histone protein in chromatin, those protein which remains after the histone, so known as non-histone protein in NHC. Scaffold protein, DNA polymerase, heterochromatin, that kind of protein which is there. Okay, so that is about the structure and packaging of the DNA in short. Next we will start that search for the genetic material. Okay, thank you.